by critics or even opposition figures in the case that this election goes to court. But we don't pray for this to go to court. At least we have a new leadership of INEC. So
that's right.
Yeah, sir.
Well, even if it's going to go to court, I mean, it's something that political parties must also look into very intricately. And but if you look at it across every other political platforms, you will discover that all of these loopholes will be swept away by the broom.
Depending on who is involved, yeah?
Yeah, will be swept away by the broom.
But you already know that he's been having like a turbulent tenure. He's been having, because having to face the main opposition party, and we just saw what happened with the First Lady. I don't want to look at that from the political lens, but of course I cannot help but look at it from that lens.
True.
Because this is one governor that has faced a lot of political persecution from having state funds being withheld, and then a lot of things just because of where he belongs. And right now he's trying to be different. He's like, should I say, the black sheep right now, because when governors are moving to the APC, he's moving to Accord Party, and this makes him to be like one out of so many
thousands.
Exactly. So I don't know what this is going to mean for him, but I think it's quite a bold step. There is nothing wrong with moving. However, some people are saying that, can we have rules or can we have a regulation that if you move from a party that elected you, you should lose that seat, because these people gave you the mandate. You were their flag bearer, literally. So when you move from a particular party to another party, you should lose that seat as well. And I think that people shouldn't call for this only when it's APC or when it's PDP, because I don't know. But for now, we do not have that regulation yet. And the last time I checked, the Nigerian Constitution guarantees freedom of movement and association. So
that's right.
Why not?
Talking about freedom of movement and association now, you will find that Rivers State Governor Sir Siminalayi, he has a sir to it now, Sir Siminalayi Fubara has defected to the All Progressives Congress APC from the People's Democratic Party PDP. Now, he announced this at a stakeholders meeting at the Government House in Port Harcourt on Tuesday. Keep in mind that just recently Siminalayi Fubara came to see Mr. President. Well, I think that was the invite of Mr. President right there, and I guess they shook hands, and there was a welcoming in that meeting, even though it has not been made public what it was exactly that the discussion was about. But I mean, we've seen it now. He has moved from the PDP to the APC. This is a strong blow to the PDP. I don't know.
I don't understand what you mean by strong blow. Is this like a surprise to you or something?
Well, not like it's a surprise, but I thought.
It's honestly, let's just say officially, because for me, he's moved a long time ago, right from when his suspension was recorded and everything.
Yeah.
We already know that this was part of what. Please, I don't have a proof. Don't take me to court, I beg. But of course, going by political sense, you already know that a lot of sacrifices were made, a lot of inconveniences were put together for him to be called back to that. So, when it comes to power, you need to give a lot for something. And maybe for him, this is what it is. And I see him make this, what they always say, that we want to be at the close to the government at the center.
Yeah.
So
want our people to benefit from the center.
For him, he said that, we cannot see Asiwaju be doing all of these things alone, and then our support for him will only be by the mouth. So let's move into this party and see how we can say, okay, on your mandate we shall stand. Okay, well, the governor is standing on President Bola Tinubu's mandate firmly. So Rivers State, all mandate all the way. Now, moving away from that, the Senate on Tuesday granted approval for President Bola Tinubu's deployment of Nigerian troops to the Republic of Benin, endorsing an action the president had taken days earlier to avert an attempted disruption of democratic governance in the neighboring country. The request was contained in a letter read on the Senate floor by Senate President Godswill Akpabio during plenary.
Anyways, though, remember I mentioned something to you yesterday in this regard, and I said it had to come with the approval of the Senate. But of course, you know how it is done in Nigeria. Once there is a loophole, we try to find out how to cover it. Well, some would say that Nigeria getting into or within the airspace of the Benin Republicans will be as a result of an ECOWAS treaty, right, with Benin Republic and all of that, just to avert whatever it is that might have posed danger at the time. Well, anyways, the needful has been done, so let's leave it there.
Nigeria has always been that big brother to other nations. This is not the first time that we'll have, okay, maybe this one has its peculiarities, but of course, we've seen cases where Nigeria has always been that big brother to step in and avert so many things. But it's quite funny that with everything even going on in Nigeria. We still cannot avert what is going on here. I don't know, but
No, Benin Republic is a small country. Please don't do
doesn't
that.
matter.
No, our land mass is too much.
You're being
we
sarcastic.
we don't know how with the bushes. You understand the terrain. The terrain
You're
is
just being
different.
sarcastic at this point. I told you guys, let this man be.
Anyways, though, the Chief of Naval Staff, CNS Vice Admiral Idi Abbas, has charged officers and ratings of the Nigerian Navy to remain battle ready and vigilant, even in times of peace. Now, the CNS gave his directive while addressing officers at the flag off of the Navy's annual sea exercise, codenamed Ex-Eru Obodo, held on board NNS Kada on Monday in Lagos. All right, that's what happened in Lagos right there.
Okay, now moving on quickly. The House of Representatives has summoned the Minister of Finance, Mr. Wale Edun, and the Minister of Budget and National Planning, Mr. Atiku Bagudu, over poor budget implementation. The House on Tuesday held a closed-door session with Edun Bagudu, the Accountant General of the Federation, Shamsuddin Ogunjimi, and the Executive Chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, Zark Adedeji.
All right, now the Federal Capital Territory Police Command has arrested a 32-year-old man, Ahmed Abubakar, for allegedly attempting to procure ammunition for bandits operating in Zamfara State. Abubakar, reportedly from Gusau, but residing in Angwang, Dodo, Gogwalada, was picked up by operatives of the Mabushi Division on December 7, following what the police described as credible intelligence. Now, look
Kudos
at
to
that.
the Nigerian
Kudos,
police.
kudos. First of all. And then you think we don't have devils, demons walking amongst us? Now, you find one in case you're binding and praying and casting. Just know that these demons, they don't come in spirits, they come in human form. All right? But anyways, we move away from that now and bring you this one where the headquarters 23 Brigade of the Nigerian Army has denied shooting any civilians during the recent communal clash in the Lamurde local government area of Adamawa State, insisting that 2 women found dead were killed as a result of militia members mishandling their weapons. The clarification followed reports alleging the soldiers escorting the brigade commander of 23 Brigade Nigerian Army, Yola, shot and killed several women during the clash on Monday.
A yet to be identified a final year student of Ambrose Ali University, Ekpoma, Edo State, has lost his life in a road crash after he and some other students embarked on a motorcade parade to celebrate the completion of their finals examinations. It was learned on Tuesday from a Facebook user inside Edo that the accident occurred on Monday shortly after the students finished their final examination. Very tragic. What would have
Very,
been a
very
celebration has turned into tragedy. I think this is where we need to enlighten some of these graduates. I know that it's a good thing having gone through the semesters and everything. You finally graduated, but you have to celebrate with caution so that you do not put your lives at risk. Very sad.
Very sad.
Okay, now going straight into the pages this morning, we have the Nation newspaper. Now, what seems to be the biggest story from the Nation newspaper? Fubara joins APC as Adeleke picks Accord Party ticket. Fubara joins APC as Adeleke picks Accord Party ticket. Why we changed parties by governors? Explaining. If you ask us, now who we go ask? The governors are giving an explanation as to why they changed the parties that elected them. Go find out from the Nation newspaper. Now, still from the Nation, EFCC quizzes ex-AGF Malami over alleged terrorism financing. EFCC quizzes ex-AGF Malami over alleged terrorism financing. My public record unblemished. Very confident coming from the former AGF. Go find out from the Nation newspaper. That story is continued on page 3 or 2. Deraba, go find out from the Nation newspaper. Now this one is page 5. It says, release my husband's autopsy report. Widow cries out. Release my husband's autopsy report. Widow cries out. She just wants to find closure. Please, whoever is involved, listen to this woman. Now, page 5 also, flights for Ekiti Airport. Good one, good one. Now, let's see what education has got to offer. Education budget has risen by 1.98 trillion naira in 2 years. Says Shetima, Vice President, speaking this morning on page 4. Go find out what does that mean or what impact has it had on the education sector so far. Go find out from the Nation newspaper. And I'm moving quickly to page 3. Fagbemi is the kicker. 860 terrorism convictions secured in 7 years. Is this a good number? I do not know, but go find out from the Nation newspaper on page 3. Now, 1,660 delegates to pick Oshun APC candidate December 13th, page 5. Go find out. Now, this one is ECOWAS, Lords Nigeria for Benin Republic intervention. Page 2, Nigeria being that big brother as always.
Okay, big brother as always. Now let's get to the Punch newspaper this morning. With the Punch newspaper, the big story on the front page, Governors versus NNPC. All right, Governors versus NNPC. More like a face-off right there between the Governors and NNPC. And it goes on to say, tension rise over alleged $42 billion oil revenue shortfall. And it's got one rider to it now. NNPC governors auditors trade blows over $42 billion under remittance accusation. FAC steps in, seeks review. Page 2 has got that big story with a Punch newspaper. Just to the side of the Punch newspaper now, PDP rages as Fubara joins APC. Adeleke shifts to Accord. All right, pages 7 and 20 has got that story for you. Now let's get to the base of the Punch newspaper now. Reps summon ministers over budgets underperformance. Page 21 and to page 20, -1 from 21, you get 20. Probe, EFCC detains AGF, Malami. Okay, now to pages 2 and 20 again. ECOWAS fears coup surge. Burkina Faso holds Nigeria.